As the clock ticked closer to midnight, the atmosphere in the radio station grew eerier. Being the night shift DJ had its perks: no management breathing down my neck, a relaxed playlist, and the freedom to play my favorite old rock songs. My show, Midnight Echoes, had a small but loyal following. People tuned in for the music, the stories, and sometimes for a little company in the dead of night. It was a typical Friday night, the studio lights dimmed, and the glow from the control panel casting ghostly shadows on the walls. I took a sip of my coffee, leaned into the microphone and announced the next song. All right, Night Owls, that was Hotel California by the Eagles. Up next, we've got a special request from a longtime listener, but first let's take a call. Hello, you're on the air with DJ Rick. Who's this? A crackling silence filled the studio before a voice, barely a whisper, came through. Hello, DJ Rick, do you remember me? A chill ran down my spine. The voice was familiar, yet distant, like a memory long buried. I'm sorry, you sound familiar, but I can't place you. What's your name? The voice hesitated before replying. My name is Ethan, but you might remember me better as the voice from the dark. Goosebumps prickled my skin. Ethan. The name tugged at something in my memory, something I'd rather forget. Ethan, it's been a long time, how have you been? The voice chuckled, a hollow, unsettling sound. Dead, Rick. I've been dead. I swallowed hard, trying to maintain my composure. That's quite the sense of humor you've got there, Ethan. What's your request? The line went silent again before Ethan spoke, his tone now serious and cold. I'm not joking, Rick. I died 10 years ago on a night just like this one after calling your show. My heart pounded in my chest. I remembered now. Ethan had been a regular caller, a lonely soul who found solace in our late-night conversations. Then, one night, he stopped calling. I had never found out why. Ethan, I'm sorry if this is a prank, but it's not funny. If there's something you want to talk about, we're here to listen. Ethan's voice grew more insistent. It's no prank. You need to know the truth about this station, about what happened here. The air in the studio seemed to grow colder, and I could feel an inexplicable dread settling over me. What do you mean, Ethan? What happened here? The next word sent a shiver down my spine. This station was built on cursed land. Before it was a station, it was a sanitarium. They did terrible things here, Rick. Experiments, torture, and some of us never left. I glanced around the studio, the shadows seeming to close in on me. Ethan, this is hard to believe. Believe it, Rick, and know that I'm not the only one. There's something you need to hear. The line went dead, leaving only the hum of static. I sat there, staring at the control panel, trying to process what had just happened. My heart raced, and I could feel the fear creeping in. Suddenly, the phone rang again. I hesitated before answering, my hand trembling. Hello, this is DJ Rick, you're on the air. A different voice came through, calm and authoritative. Rick, this is Officer Thompson. We traced a series of disturbing calls coming from your station. Is everything all right? Officer, I just received a call from someone claiming to be dead. He said his name was Ethan. There was a pause before Officer Thompson replied. Rick, I think you should know something. 10 years ago, a young man named Ethan did die after calling your show. It was ruled a suicide, but there were always rumors about the station's past. My mind raced, trying to make sense of it all. Officer, what do you mean? The station was built on the grounds of an old sanitarium. There were stories of experiments, hauntings. It's been said that the spirits of those who suffered there still linger. A cold sweat broke out on my forehead. So you're saying Ethan's ghost? The officer's voice was somber. It's possible, Rick. Be careful. Sometimes the past doesn't stay buried. The line went dead and I was left alone in the dimly lit studio, the weight of the station's dark history pressing down on me. I took a deep breath and looked at the microphone, knowing I had to continue the show, but the unsettling feeling lingered. As the night wore on, the calls continued, each one more disturbing than the last, each voice revealing more about the horrors of the past. And as the final notes of the last song played, I realized the truth. This wasn't just a haunting, this was a warning. The station was more than a place of music and late-night conversations. It was a gateway to something darker, a place where the past refused to stay buried. And as I turned off the lights and locked the door, I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone, that Ethan and the others were still there, watching, waiting for the next broadcast.